Hi, I just got off with Isaiah and we had an hour. What's curious, of course, is that we didn't translate the whole list. And the reason for it was it seemed repetitive to him. You know, I think that's a accurate comment. And what I had in mind was like the computer translating by my desire, I would have them all. That was the beginning thought. Well, no, and we get into the technical, and he gave pronunciation as a lesson. It was nice to have. I didn't have it prior. The computer can't teach pronunciation. And let's talk about that. So we'll also begin to finish this. Maybe we'll phrase this one like so. Yeah, and then we don't need all this height on this window. So here we go. This is as far as we got. We didn't get to the end. And phrase here. Ces garçons sont fous. Ils ont de gros muscles. Ils ont here. If there's a consonant and then a vowel, they flow together. So ils ont is how that's said. I had no idea. And I thought Isaiah taught me. And he taught me some more. So if we look at that verse, we can do Google Translate. I'll believe, and this is going to be better to have them all in the same. So we do Google Translate. We stretch this out. Gray is a color that can be masculine or feminine. So I'll guess when we're talking about that, it shows up if we do the gray cushion is mine, the gray cushion is hers. No. Okay, there we go. The gray cushion is mine. Les coussins gris est à moi. Est à moi. Okay, that's all right. What Isaiah missed was the accent on the A, and that's because he doesn't know how to use that on the keyboard. Fine, not a big deal. Important thing was when I said A incorrectly, he said it's ah. But I don't know how it is with the accent, and maybe it's always like that. And there's differences here, where we have Estan, he has a see my pronunciation. I'm going to stop it. But he gave a nice way of showing the feminine version by putting parentheses the feminine version. So if my friend was a female, it would be that way. And he also asked a clarifying question that I was happy to answer. If Google Translate didn't just give me the answer, I would get annoyed. The person does that, and it's no problem. And here he uses la veste, and the computer uses c'est mon te. I don't know why. That's okay, though. But I'd really be curious about the set, c'est, versus la. What was his thought there? So that one totally perfectly agrees. Now we've got the difference with the S and the N. Did he reply? Unfortunately, no, Vanessa. What was that about? These drivers are fast. And so on. So there's differences. And it's another one. It's ces filles sont belles, elles ont un teint noir. He also encouraged me to speak faster and more fluidly, which is very important. Here, with the boy has a penis and a girl has a vagina, he was able to clarify that vagina is a masculine noun, and that's why it retains its un instead of what my presumption was une. My eyes are blue. Mes yeux. Her eyes are brown, but brown never has an S on the end of it. So we know that this is wrong. I know this is wrong. And now it's giving another version of brown. Okay, so that's Google Translate. And we go over to Mistral. We reorder our columns. Let's see. We'll have to go to Mistral AI chat, and we'll say something like, translate into French. Do not give any explanation or introduction or extra commentary. Provide only the translations and we'll see if we can get them all at the same time. We'll start with that. Good. It doesn't keep my capitalization. That's all right. Let's keep going. Maybe I can grab. Yeah. Cool. Annoying. It's not the worst. It's helpful, I suppose. So I think there are certain ones that are entire agreements between Google and Mistral. I think there are also those where there are entire agreements across all three, the human, Isaiah, and there's also some where none of them agree with each other. And I think that's part of the discretion of language, is a particular part of the world. One thing is for sure, I give Isaiah the benefit, the final say. Okay. So we look across these. These agree, Google AI and what do we say? Google AI and Mistral. And here the difference is we don't have the S. What's that about? I don't know. And total agreement, but we use balloons versus marron. I wonder why. These have the S, which we know to be wrong. And here we have the S. I don't know that that's wrong. And across these, we all agree. Across this, we have agreement, knowing that their Isaiah doesn't have the accents. And here we have three that don't agree. On ces mecs sont, what do we call guys? You know, we got three options here. And ils ont de gros muscles is agreed on by all. And it looks like we have differences here. And I could ask, what is the reason for it? Here again, differences. And I gotta guess this is just a typo on Isaiah's part. This one, I believe, a typo. But possibly not. We have all three are different. Here we have all agreement. Here we have agreement. And we have possible typo out of Isaiah, maybe. And Isaiah, though, gives another way of saying it. I couldn't recall what it was, but he was giving me a lesson beyond just simple translation. So there you have it. We have Google Translate. This is line for line. You type it in, you get it back. But Mistral, we can be more full with it and get the answer very directly. If I started a new chat and I didn't say that, again, if I went back to the previous, it gives me like a paragraph of stuff, which is okay. Here it is. It's telling you more difficult. 5 could refer to any number of things, and if you could provide more information, which you need 5 of, I can give you a more accurate translation. I don't know. Okay, if I actually wanted to talk to it, that might be. Oh, you weren't seeing the screen share. That's okay. If I actually wanted to talk to Mistral, I might have, but I don't. I want to talk to people. Don't want to spend my whole life just typing and having a conversation with an AI. You know, it's not an AI. It's not a guy. It's not an A. Well, it's definitely an A, but it's definitely not an I. It's just a regurgitator. I had this, and I've been doing the personal pronouns on my own, and Isaiah gave me the plural of you plural and you formal, and that's vous. And he also accepted a toi. Toi could be a version of tu, but tu is really what it is. There you have it. It's a mixed bag, all three. None of them are perfect. I would say each their own. And Isaiah was a Fiverr freelancer for $7. I tipped him the same amount, so double that. But it's an hour lesson. It's pretty affordable. And what did he do? He tried to sell to me like any good would. He would charge me $6 an hour. I could afford that. And let's be sure about it. It's very professional, very professional. So let's see. Go to standard, 20 lessons. Again, 6 an hour. And finally, basic lesson, one-on-one, trail lesson. Could be he has a typo. And he has a very, very nice, just professional aspect. And I need that for my upcoming sales of my own. And what the heck do I know about it other than what I see from others? So Isaiah sets a good example. I think I might need to take a break, get some coffee and energy drink, and get ready to get back to it. I think I've done kind of enough French for one day. I'll probably spend another 30 minutes on it anyway as I begin my transition to coding. Good night.